That's right, it's back. We're in the shop today, and today we are working on a 1963 Spider. I know this is Matt's Off-Road Recovery, I get it, but I've got the Corsa National Convention coming up, and I need new interior in this car. Let me show you why. This seat, it's not supposed to do that. Let me show you what one's supposed to do. It's supposed to support the weight of a human. Let me show you what I got. So I already got the seats reupholstered, but we've got to take the trim off the other seats to put on here, because see, this was out of a beige car and mine's obviously aqua. I've got to run home and get the rest of the parts. I didn't know Jeff Carter was coming down today working on my car, but it was a pleasant surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. I'm gonna head home and get those, and then we'll come back. All right, let me tell you about this attic. Everybody needs storage space, and I insulated and climate controlled this attic so that our stuff wouldn't get ruined. Well, when Jamie found out that I had done that, she decided she wanted it finished. So we have the world's nicest attic. All this interior came from Clark's Corvair parts, and I went out there and I hand picked it. Look at those door panels. Oh wow. Those aren't going on today, but they are going on soon. Window fuzzies, those are going on a different day. So right now, I think we're just doing the rear package area, which is this one right here. Oh, that's the back of the seat. Okay, so this whole thing goes, look how nice that looks. This is the headliner right here. Look at all that other stuff. Here. In case you guys are wondering how much stuff is going on here every day, we've got gridlessness here. You want me to help? Got Jeff and Rose and a couple of their kids, and they've been gold prospecting with Hefe and Ed. And you're saying you found a couple things.
We're basically millionaires.
There's a lot of little pieces of gold in here.
No, but seriously, if every 10 cents worth of gold was worth $1, we would be millionaires.
You want more water, or you want to?
It's coming out now, Ed.
Okay. Your math checks out.
You get them all.
You got a ton of.
Yeah, thanks for this. I didn't know you offered like gold cleanout services.
I didn't. Well, I kind of knew, I guess.
You're worried that Ed just cleans this out later with some vacuum and.
This was probably gold left over from mine.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we got it all. Oh, no, there's a couple small pieces.
Yeah, that's okay. You can have that.
I'm curious.
I just want that little picker I saw.
Okay, Ed, look, I found a piece right here.
One. Oh.
Leverite. Would you say that's what that is, Ed?
Oh, there's still some in here.
Just a rock, I think.
Ed, it's leverite.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we working on?
Well, I was gonna get this out so I could get that window, but I don't know that I'm gonna without getting the window.
I'll get the window.
Gosh.
Don't want to bend that.
Yeah, you don't grab it with it. There it goes. There it goes.
You guys made that look easy.
Well, they say the padded dashes, they were put on there for a little bit of safety. Not much, but 10% of something's better than 100% of nothing.
Are you repadding the dash?
Yeah.
We've got a new dash and put on it.
Oh.
Is that right?
Sure do, I got everything. All right, I think we can blow this off and check it. There might be a spot or two to get. That's feeling pretty good.
You did a job.
We did a job. that wasn't the fun job. It's gonna be worth it when we get that new molded padded dash all glued on here. It's gonna look like $1,000,000. All right, we gotta get this pretty clean so that we can get the sound deadening to stick to it. And then we're gonna put an absorption layer of sound, and then we'll put the headliner in. So it should be better than factory. All they did with factory was they stuck up this tar paper.
It's terrible to clean off.
And it's, yeah, and it leaves a residue that's hard to stick to. But we are going to clean it, clean it, clean it.
This looks like a car that's been sitting in the junkyard for a while.
Yeah, look at all this mess they've made already.
This was a pretty nice car.
Once.
Yep. All right, I stayed late last night, got the underside of the roof all prepped, and got the coatings on it, got the fat mat on there, and then we got the felt-like material glued up in there to help with sound absorption. The kids are cleaning this all out and getting it ready for, well, putting the upholstery back in.
I support.
So while this crew has some cleaning up to do, the crew over here is going to be working on the spud truck. That's right, it's back. Step number 1 is to get this bed off of here. Step number 2 is to drive this into bay number 1. Step number 3 is to start working on the hydraulics.
Mallet. So right now we're converting this box. Well, we're making a new box for this right there because this one's too small. We're trying to separate them right now. There's gonna be a ring in there, a rubber one holding it together, right?
Trade me sides. I even lubricated that.
Did you have it apart before?
Yeah.
It looks like it's coming.
Did you put the wrong JB weld on it?
No. Oh, there's two O-rings. Okay.
I've got these edges. I'm planning on putting two tacks, and then I'm gonna push this in like
Okay.
that, and then put tacks there, and then
So
I can.
do you want me to push it in so our elevation's right?
Yeah, do that. Let me put on my hood.
While Colin has been working in Matt's shop on the spud truck, Rhett and I have been cleaning out the Corvair. Look at this.
Getting it all cleaned up. This is the first Corvair I've been in that this is not just rusted out right there. Like, I have a hole in my floor still. I need to finish patching it.
Yeah, look at this.
It's really solid. I was using a wire wheel and kind of getting the surface rust off. Also, it has like this up here that I'm getting off the flat with the wire wheel.
All right, let me fill you guys in on why we're building that box. So right here, this piece is what used to be connected to the hydraulic pump. And that's not a big enough container for all the fluid we're gonna be moving. So we had to build this bigger box. That box is gonna hold a lot more fluid and make it so we can use our bed. So that's why we're doing this. The pump's gonna hook up to that, all our fluid is gonna go in it, and hopefully it is completely watertight. I just got done welding it. I'm gonna let it cool off. We're gonna fill it up with some water and see if it leaks. I don't think it's, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. It's not gonna leak. I know for a fact it's not going to because I welded it.
Good morning, it's a new day. We're back in the shop. Looks like Colin got this all welded up. Now we just gotta put these parts on there so that it'll fit the pump.
So we need to harvest, what pieces?
Just this one
Top one and this
and
one.
the end.
Okay.
And we need to do it all
Nicely.
nice. Okay, Colin has his work to cut out for him. So I've got to somehow get this upper radiator hose and my air intake to play nice together. Oh, LT brought us a different pulley. Let me show you something that I'm really excited about. Now, most people wouldn't be excited about this like I am. Let me unwrap this. Look at this. A bigger pulley. We've got far too much power here. Far too much boost. This is a solution. And I know it doesn't sound like it would be a good idea to most of you, but those level-headed viewers out there that know what's up understand that we need power, just not explosive power.
I want explosive power.
And it looks like LT wrote us a little note on here too. Supercharger pulley for spud truck, 4 less boost, frowny face, LT. So a long time ago when we tore this apart, I had to leave for a day and I asked my crew, not the crew that's here today, but a different crew, I asked them to take this apart. And I thought they would just take the front clip off, but they disassembled every little nut and bolt and then threw them away. So today we've got Doug and Jake trying to sort out where the fasteners are and put everything back together, make sure we didn't lose any part. Jake, you weren't any part of disassembling this, were you?
No, but no.
But you watched it?
I watched that.
Well, we may be, now, they've got their work cut out for them too. Differently than Colin's work is cut out. This needs to be pie sliced. Colin.
It's kind of like needle in a haystack situation.
What are you looking for?
All the original screws for the front headlights.
I'm back from the Cave of Wonders with supplies. I've got, oh, this would be a good time for my dad joke. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. I got mine out of the way. Colin, you thinking of your dad joke?
Huh?
Are you thinking of your dad joke?
What dad joke did you tell?
Supplies.
What dad joke do you want me to tell?
It's up to you.
I'll think of one. I have one. Let me think about it for a minute.
Oh, that makes me so happy. If we could just find the other screws. Go look.
Oh, goodness.
The intake fabrication went awry, so we're gonna have to get some new parts. No big deal. Part of the manufacturing process, the fabrication process, if you will. But I think I've got my upper coolant line routed kind of close to how I want it. It's not perfect, but it's gonna be. We're gonna sneak over here and see how Caitlin's doing on the old Spider.
Well, it was clean, but I have since made a mess.
Oh, you're gonna ruin them pink pants.
Ah, they're already ruined. It's okay.
Looking pretty good. We gotta clean all this up, restore it, and install it as soon as possible.
Pretty clean. Hydraulics are pretty robust, right?
All right, this has been a long time coming. These got disassembled months ago. The parts were lost. Doug and Jake, they were like finders.
Doug is the I Spy champ of the day. He's going 2 for 2. Screws, headlights.
I Spy champion.
So let me give you a little demonstration of how this works. Where's Waldo?
I don't know.
Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo?
Right there.
See? So that brings us to the fender portion of today's activities. We've got to get these to fit. And the reason they don't fit, if you remember, we've got a Ford frame up here. Ford springs, Ford all kinds of stuff. So I'm betting that this is not going to be a perfect fit. And it doesn't have to be. But it does need to fit. So where's our big interference points? Because we know that this bolts to this, so we have plenty of room in there.
And then we have this angle here, which is right here.
Okay, so we just need to make an educated cut around all that.
Yep.
We are going to be abandoning this system. We're not going to be doing a closed system on this. We're going to do the system we know and understand, like it's on the Spud truck. So when it comes time to do this fender, we should probably drain this tank and get those hoses out of the way. I'm gonna work on my Spider here for a minute because I'm super excited. Plus we have a deadline. You caught me, I'm a YouTuber. I've made an artificial, I'm making artificial drama by giving myself a deadline. So I talked to people over the course convention. They said they will not move the date to favor me, so I'm gonna have to make the car favor them. So for those of you who don't know, this is a 1963 Corvair Spider. And what makes it a Spider is turbocharged engine. And this was America's first successful turbocharged venture for a production car. And this one runs really, really good. In fact, last year at Palm Springs, I won the dyno shootout down there. You're not going to be impressed with these numbers unless you're a Corvair guy. I put 150 horsepower to the rear wheels and almost 200 foot-pounds of torque to the rear wheels. In a 2,500 pound car, those aren't bad numbers, especially for the 60s. But I want more, and let me show you how I'm going to get it. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but the turbo was available for 5 years. And there's 2 turbos that were available, a small one and a big one. There's also 2 carburetors, and it's by CFM, there's a small one and a big one. This is how it goes. It's a draw-through system. I know it's archaic, it's old, but it works, and it actually works really well. So this is essentially the setup I have on my car. This is a new old stock carburetor. Ooh. Woo. Woo. Okay, but I was talking about more power. So I want you to do a little comparison here. So these are dirty, but this will give you an idea. This is the compressor wheel. This is the small turbo compressor wheel, and this is about the size of my aftermarket G-Pop shop. What's that? Oh yeah, I hear you. What does this have to do with off-road recovery? Well, I'll tell you. I'm Matt from Matt's Off-Road Recovery, and this is what I'm doing today. So this is based on a T25. This particular turbo will support over 300 horsepower on the right application. I don't want to go to 300 horsepower. So I'm going to dial this in to about 200, maybe 190. I don't know, maybe 205. There's a little bit of fitment we've got to do to this. I've already started kind of mocking it up here with various little pieces. This has to go there. This is a T4 flange. That's what the Corvair used stock. We're going to a T25. Super boring, I know, but I'm going to go start messing with fitment and see if I can get this in here. We've got some adapting to do. That's okay. We have adapters. And some of you, I can hear you, especially you Corvair guys, are like, why would you even adapt to the stock carburetor when you put a bigger turbo on? Well, the answer is I'm looking for more drivability, more bottom end. I don't necessarily need any more top end right now. If I want top end later, then I'll just put a different carburetor on there. The thing already goes well over 100 and about that quick. And I don't like to break the law. I can't wait to work on this, but I just got a call from Jim at Route 9, and he is working on the banana engine, and I want to go check it out. Wow. So they got all finished with the boring part. And now we're to the honing part. And the honing's done in 2 or 3 steps. One of the problems is as you're honing, the block can heat up and give you a false diameter. That's super boring too, but it is a fact. This is what Dave does.
Telling us we have about a 1 thou to go, 1.5 thou. Right.
So you noticed he was measuring at the top, in the middle, and the bottom. He's checking for bore taper. You don't want to get any of that in there. If you put a guy like me on this machine that didn't know how to run it, I'd probably end up with not only the wrong size hole, but it'd probably be tapered. I know that there's going to be a few of you, and I know you're not haters, but there's going to be a few of you that are going to be critical of what you're seeing here. But for me, the proof is in the pudding. These guys did the engine in my Spider. It is the smoothest running engine I have ever owned, and it is silky smooth, like Rolls-Royce smooth. It revs to the moon, it gets 22 miles per gallon, and it won the dyno shootout at Palm Springs. So that's 3 pluses. That's a win-win-win. You never get a win-win-win. So be critical if you want to, but we'll just be back here revving engines and winning races. All right, we're gonna leave this hard technical stuff to these guys because they know what they're doing. We're gonna go do the simpler work back at the shop.
And we're back.
And we're back, yep. So I'm gonna pull this turbo off and see if I can get the new one to kind of fit. I want to get some base numbers off of this. We've never done our freeway entrance.
Ooh.
We should do that.
Well, it's kind of too late now.
It's
But
not. It's not too late.
we don't need seats.
Yeah. That's the problem. If I put this turbo on, I'm going to go drive this thing without seats.
It'll be no different than it was before, to be honest.
Oh, you guys. How's it going over there? You got some fenders in?
Yeah, you need to come give it a gander.
Let's go give it a gander.
All right.
All right. How's this looking?
Ooh.
Looks good.
That's in there.
It's bolted in.
Okay.
Like 80% bolted in.
Yeah. So we can't have it touching because it moves independently of the frame.
Yeah. Still got a little clearancing to do. And it should fit with the Ford components.
Literally like that.
Yep.
Let me see if there's anything else.
This haircut right here is obvious.
Yeah, where the bumper was, and then where the side skirts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to trim that, but that's another date. This, I would just do this, and then just round these corners, like make it a nice finished product, so you're not cutting yourself on
And we
things.
even have that cool liner that we could put on it. If you really want to get
Yeah,
fancy,
we could.
take it to scene.
Okay. Here's a boring fact you might find interesting. This turbo has a T4 flange, which is huge, but the turbo itself is small. This turbo doesn't even flow as much air as a GT25. So I don't know why they went with such a big flange, but we're necking it back down. They didn't know anything about turbos back then. Can you imagine? Can you imagine it's the early 60s and you buy a hot new Spider and you go to all your car buddies and you're like, hey, help me work on this.
You're like, you're on your own, bud.
There it is. Here's something that you want to be really careful about with these. So this is a journal bearing, and you don't want the tiniest chance of a speck of anything able to get in there, because it has to go out through the bearing. This is less important because this is the drain, but we don't want anything to crawl up in there. I'm gonna put this on here. This is the oil feed, and that'll just keep debris out of there, and that's important. I might argue it's one of the important things. So this turbo has a water cooling option. This is air cooled, so we don't readily have that available. I talked to the G-Pop shop and they told me that as long as I wasn't an idiot and I let this cool down before I shut it off, we would be there would be no problem, and his Corvair clients are having no trouble at all. Oh wow. Okay, we need to get rid of this, but we already knew that. We gotta re-drill these holes so that that new turbo will fit. That's the difference between a T25. I think the T25, T28 flange is this size, and then this is a T4. All right, let's see what we got here.
I like that. That looks pretty slick.
Got it in there.
It did. Now we just got to figure out where it's gonna.
Gotta figure out how to mount it.
Yes.
So I'm thinking.
So this is gonna touch the frame rail. It has to be all the way that way, else this touches frame rail because it's too low.
Yeah. Well, I think what we're doing is it all the way back.
If you went with us,
Yes.
It is.
you were gone and done that.
Okay. What I'm thinking, we need a strap across the bottom, probably 3/16, and then on the back there'll be bolts. We'll drill holes and put bolts in, but we'll pull that plate out and do all that.
So we got one fender chopped up and installed, and now we have to do the passenger fender, which is a little different. We're gonna get back to cutting.
Hey, what has 5 toes but isn't your foot? My foot.
That one was rough, Colin.
That one was a good one. I got you to slap or smile at it at least.
I was smiling out of cringe.
Oh yeah, there's a
Farther
method.
this way. We've got to go up first.
Come down through here.
Yep.
So we got these holes drilled correctly on the first try. So that's something. So now I've just got to tack weld these so they're studs instead of bolts, so the turbo can be removed without trouble.
Fender number 2 in.
2 fenders.
So we had to figure out a new way to mount this. So I'm using an early up pipe with a late crossover, and then we put this piece of angle in here. This fits in here just like this. We've still got a connect down there you can kind of see, but that's that. That bolts on right there.
That's nice.
Fancy that.
Proof of concept. Okay, this is what we're using to close this gap. So this is a prototype. Proof of concept. I think, oh, that's awesome.
So what he's saying, it doesn't have to look pretty, it just needs to work.
Yeah. Okay.
That's some dirty metal.
Yeah, and now get one right here. You're gonna have to bridge that gap. All right, there's that. So I'll probably put some gravel in there and shake it up with water to make sure we lock everything loose, because you don't want chunks of metal going into your turbo exhaust housing. No, we didn't back purge this. Yes, we did it with a MIG welder. Happens all over the world. Works really good. All right, Colin, that looks good. We'll just put that right in the center right there. And then let's pull this off and figure out where this other one goes. I'm thinking right there.
Looks like I'm gonna pull this out and weld it now.
Yeah. Stayed a little bit late last night. Actually, Rudy even came to help. We've got our new port here for the exhaust. It's not done, but get the idea. There's going to be heat shield. You guys know how much I love stainless steel heat shielding. Going to be doing some heat shielding. We're going to be doing some fiberglass rope. You know the drill. We're mocking up and proof of concept. I'm getting rid of this. I don't use this anymore. I've got an internally regulated alternator. That'll simplify this whole area, so I'll have all this space. I'll show you why I'm even talking about that. So this goes right here, like this, and then be a filter right here, and it's gonna be nice. I am gonna do something different with aluminum and welding and drilling and tapping, and it'll be a lot cleaner. This is just to take it down the road and see how it feels. I've got my oil supply feed here. It'll go probably like this. It's going to be temporary. We'll eventually do a hard line over there to it. It's going to be pretty nice. I don't know if we'll do a hard line or what. I would like to get some oil after the cooler, because this oil goes into the turbo straight from the pump, uncooled, and I think they could do better. I think we could do better than that. Anyway, that's what I was working on. So, but while my passion is back here under the deck lid, my duty is up here in the cabin. So nothing's really changed in here. We just need to get it all clean, get it painted, get the right coatings on there for sound and noise and quietness and vibration, and then start putting all the nice bits back in. I'm pretty excited. Let's do this. All right, we couldn't find a stiff bristle brush, so we're gonna make one out of this. So, yeah. So here's the deal. If you're ever gonna get something done, you can't have no in your heart. You know who taught me that? Joe Dirt.
Oh, Joe Dirt. Life's a
Deer take.
It's like life's a garden. Dig it.
There's one of them.
Nice.
Splinters and all.
Okay, full weight, Jake.
Woo, look at that.
All right, so here's the deal. We've got it all stripped down, got it all cleaned out. Now we just got to rinse it out. Then we're gonna scrub it out. We don't have any baby ducks to wash, but we do have a spider. It's gonna have to be good enough. I told Colby, I said, give me the blue bottle of stuff you wash baby ducks with. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Is it Dawn? I'm like, yeah, of course it is. Look, literally for scrubbing baby ducks.
I wash my hands with it. I don't have any ducks.
Colby, you remember the Valdez oil spill in '92? I don't know if that's the right year.
Turn the water up.
I don't know if that's the right year.
So we're not scrubbing yet. Right now we're just rinsing away.
Remember, kids, water your Corvair every day.
He does. He does give his engine a bath and give it a drink.
Yep.
Such a mess. All right, we got this all cleaned up, and yes, I do apologize. In behalf of everybody that lives in the desert Southwest, we still have our original floor pans, and I do apologize.
Step on that. There you go. It's in! Woo!
Looks good, Colin.
So Colin's got this already. The next step is Elevated Service and Supplies coming down. They're coming down next week. You may know them as the hosers. They're gonna get all the hydraulics up, and we're gonna have hydraulics, baby!
Explosions.
Okay, let me show you what we got going on over here. There's a little bit of surface rust here and there, so we're using this rust converting primer. We're just going over the surface. I can't really tell the difference between the red oxide primer and a little bit of surface rust, so if it's red, I'm going over it. So we're gonna finish getting this painted up, then paint it again, then we're gonna dab a little sauce on it, and then we're gonna put the interior in. We're gonna drive this all the way to California for the Corsa convention. Thanks for watching.
Oh, there is a mouse. He's flattened.
I hope he gets feeling better.